Good morning, student. A very warm welcome to all of you in English lecture. Myself, Miss Razia, and today we are going to do a revision practice. As we have completed our syllabus for the unit test, let's have a revision of the grammar as well as about the lesson. So first, we will have a revision. We will have a revision of a grammar topic. Let's see the grammar topic. So before moving on to the topic, I request all the students to take out your notebook, pen and note it down whatever I am explaining in this revision, as it will help you for your exam. So are you all ready, student? Yes. The grammar topic which we are going to revise today is number 1, kinds of sentence, 2, infinitive, and the third one is question tag. Let's move on to our first topic, kinds of sentences. What is the first grammar topic? Kind of sentences. Student, there are 4 kinds of sentences. First one is declarative, second one is imperative, third one is interrogative, and fourth one is exclamatory. As you can see, it is written. I repeat once again, there are 4 kinds of sentence. One is declarative, second is imperative, third is interrogative, and fourth is exclamatory. Let's see one by one. Declarative sentence. A declarative sentence make a statement or give information. It ends with a full stop. Now, declarative sentence is a simple sentence, student, which tells you some information, which gives you some information, and it starts with a capital letter and ends with a full stop. Let's see example of declarative sentence. There is a chemical factory nearby. So it is giving you some information that there is a chemical factory. It starts with a capital letter and end with a full stop. So the sentence which gives you information is known as declarative sentence. Very good. Let's move on to the second sentence. An imperative sentence gives a command, make a request or wish. It mostly ends with a full stop and sometime an exclamatory mark. So here imperative sentence means which gives you an order, which tells you an order or a request. When you do some request or you do some order, that sentences are known as imperative sentence. Let's see example of it. So the example of imperative sentence is ask the student to get ready for test. Now here the teacher is giving an order that tell the student to get ready for the test. One more example we can see, do not go there. So here the mama is instruction to a boy. She is ordering her son that don't go there. So when you do some order or when you do some request, that sentences is known as what? Imperative sentence. So imperative sentence means where there is a request or where there is a order. That sentence is known as imperative sentence. Let's move on to the third one. An interrogative sentence. Ask a question. It ends with a question mark. So here interrogative sentence means very easy. It by the question only you can understand that there is some question is asked to you, and at the end there will be a question mark. So that sentence will be known as interrogative sentence. Let's see an example. Have you read the newspaper? So at the end there is a question mark. So here the person is asking to another person, have he had read the newspaper? You can ask many questions also. Where do you live? Where is your house? How old are you? So all these are a question type question. So when there is question is asked, that sentence is known as interrogative sentence. Let's move on to the last one. An exclamatory sentence express happiness, anger, fear, disgust and shock. It ends with an exclamation mark. So here when there is an expression in the sentence, some kind of angriness or some kind of happiness or some kind of pain, if that is expressed on a sentence, in a sentence, that sentence is known as exclamatory sentence, and it always ends with exclamatory mark. Let's see. What an impossible task that is. So here it shows you an expression that it is a that what an impossible task that is. It's really they are pushing, they are putting an energy, and they are showing their expression. So at the end there is the exclamatory mark. You can give one more example. What a beautiful garden it is. At the end you can put a exclamatory mark because you are expressing your happiness in that. So how many kinds of sentences are there? 4. What are they? Declarative, imperative, interrogative, and exclamatory sentence. So here this is the example of which sentence, student? Correct, interrogative. Why? Because it ends with a question mark. When do you get off work? Who do you trust the most in the world? Where do you live in a California? Which city is your favorite? How can I get it to this karate teachers? So all these sentences are asking you a question and it ends with a question mark. So this is an example of interrogative sentence. I want you to note it down all this in your English notebook backside. Make a grammar part and write in that. Here this is an example of exclamatory. How you know? Because at the end you can see an exclamatory mark. Wow! She must love scuba diving. So here she is showing an excitement. Wow, she loves scuba diving. And at the end, the exclamatory mark is there. Red Sea blue holes are out of this world. So you are showing and some kind of doubtness over here or some kind of really expression. So exclamatory mark is there. I can't believe she ran that fast to grab the bones. So these 3 sentences are of exclamatory sentences. Now here are the example of imperative sentence. I said imperative sentence means order. Bring me a glass of water. Don't ever touch my phone. Give me a pencil and a pen. Play with intensive and courage. Remember me when you are parted. Never forget the person who loves you. Take a step and don't move. Don't be excited about everything without reason. So this sentences somewhere shows you order, command or request. So this type of sentences are known as imperative sentences. Let's see the example of declarative sentences. These are the example of declarative sentence which gives you information, which start with a capital letter and ends with a full stop. Alex is a good baseball player, which gives you information. He plays for the Rockers Club. He always gives his best efforts in the team. He is a good leader. I like him for his intensity. He plays with passion. Alex feels awkward when someone gives a compliment to him. He is a humble man. So this is the example of declarative sentence. So here your grammar 1 topic is ended with the example as the explanation. I want you to write it in your English book in a grammar part backside. Okay. Now let's move on to the another topic. The another topic of today's is infinitive. What is the meaning of infinitive, students? Infinitive means, see here, the base form of the verb is called infinitive. So what is infinitive? The base form. Base form here means verb 1. The first form of the verb is called as infinitive. The verb without s, es, ies, ed and d is called infinitive. See the example are given. Which type of verbs I am talking about? Which type of verb are called base verb? See here, eat. Can you see here s or es or ies? No, na? Drink, play, pray, watch, see, swim, teach, write. All these are the verb first form. Verb first form. Down here are given the verbs form. Down which are given are verb form. Drink is the verb 1. Drank is the verb 2. Drunk is verb 3. Drinking is verb 4. And drinks is verb 5. So infinitive means to add 2. TO2. What is the meaning of infinitive? To add 2 with the base verb. Base verb means verb 1. 2 is added. TO2 is added with the verb. That is known as what? Infinitive. So which are the verb 1? Drink, eat, play. These are the verb 1. So what is infinitive? The base form of the verb is called infinitive. Let's get more clear with an example. See, here are the example. I can afford to eat out tonight. So here what is the verb eat, eat? So with the eat, what is added? To. So to eat is your infinitive. So you have to underline to eat. Is it clear, student? Let's see the second one. Do you swear to tell the truth? So here what is the verb tell? Verb 1. With the tell, what is added? To. To is added. So that to tell is your infinitive because to is added with the verb first form, base form. See the third one. Mom volunteered to make cookies for the baked sale. So here makes is the verb and with that what is added? To. To make is your infinitive. Let's see the fourth one. He appears to have the measles. So here have is the helping verb. With that what is added? To is added. So to have is your infinitive. They planned to go on a road trip. Go or plan, both is verb. But here with the verb what should be added? To. So where is to is added? To go is your verb. Verb 1. I said you base verb. With the base verb infinitive is added. Planned is verb. To is there. Okay, we want verb 1. He would prefer to eat sticks. So here to eat is your infinitive. In the same way you have to write in the exam. I will ask you the question, pick out the infinitive. So infinitive means to is added with the verb, base verb, with the verb 1. Is it clear? Let's see with more example. The theater is the place to go. So to go is your infinitive. The road is a place to drive. So to drive is your infinitive. Drive is your base verb. And with that what is added? To is added. So that word will become infinitive. Titanic is the movie to watch. To watch is your infinitive. I have something to sell. To sell is your infinitive. Samantha is the girl to love. So Samantha is a girl to love is your infinitive. Republican is the party to vote. Vote is the base 1 and with that to is added. To vote. Terrorists are the people to hate. To hate is your infinitive. The movie to watch is Interstellar. So to watch is your infinitive. So this is the way you have to find out the infinitive. Infinitive means to is added with your base verb. Base verb means verb 1. In that no s, es, ed will be added. So that is known as your infinitive. So in the exam it can be asked you pick out the infinitive. So you have to pick out the infinitive in which to is added with the base verb. I think so the infinitive concept is more clear to you. You have to write this topic in your English notebook, grammar side, back side. Okay, make a part and write in that. Let's move on to the next topic, which is question tag, which we have already revised, which we already had explained you, but now just take a revision of it. Question tag. Question tag means a question is asked and at the end you have to put a question mark. So a short question which is added is known as question tag. Are you coming to the party? So this is a positive sentence. The helping verb should be there and that are is changed into aren't you and at the end you have to put question mark. So which are the, now here you can say helping verbs. Helping verbs should be there. If the helping verbs are positive you have to change into negative and if the helping verbs are negative you have to change into positive. So you must be asking which are the helping verbs. Let's see the helping verbs. These are the helping verbs. If the helping verbs are positive, you have to change those helping verbs into negative. Here are some helping verbs. Is if in the sentence is there, you have to change into isn't. If in the sentence was is there, you have to change into wasn't. Am is there, you have to change into aren't. Will is there, you have to change into won't. Shall is there, you have to change into shan't. So in this way, these are the helping verbs which you have to change into the negative forms. If in the sentence, if there is no helping verb is there, all the helping verb you just have seen, if in the sentence there would be no helping verb, then what you have to add? You have to add do, does or did. What you have to add? Do, does or did. Now the question will arise when to add do, when to add does and did. See the down. If there is no auxiliary verb or helping verb is there, then you have to check whether the verb is in the present tense or whether the verb is in the past tense. If the verb is in the present tense, if the verb is in the present tense, then you have to check whether it is a plural or singular. If it is a singular, you have to add does. If it is plural, you have to add do. And if the sentence, if the verb is in past tense, then you have to add did. See the example on the top. They went to temple. Now here what is the verb given? Present tense or past tense? Went. Went is what? Past tense. Go is a present tense. Went is past tense. So past tense directly you have to write did. So didn't. What is the pronoun? They. Didn't. They, and at the end you have to put a question mark. Reena makes tea for everyone. So Reena makes. Make is a present tense. Present tense. Now you have to see whether the sentence is singular or plural. Reena is one. So it is a singular sentence. You have to add doesn't. Doesn't. And Reena is a girl, so you have to add the pronoun she. So always in a question tag it ends with a pronoun. The subject will ends with a pronoun and at the end question mark should be added. So if the sentence is positive, you have to change into negative. It's given, see, he is not learning. So not is a negative sentence. Now is the helping verb. So is not, so not you have to remove now. So is he will become. If the sentence is negative, if the sentence is positive, you have to make into negative. We are working is a positive sentence. Now which is the helping verb over here? Are. So are is a positive, you have to make into negative. I had shown you the table. The helping verbs tables are the positive into negative. So are will become aren't, and what pronoun you will use? We. Aren't we? At the end you will put a question mark. In this way positive sentence will change into negative and negative sentence will change into positive. First you have to check whether helping verb is there or not. If the helping verb is positive, make it into negative. If it's negative, make it into positive. And if on the sentence no helping verb is there, then you have to check whether the verb is in the present tense or past tense. I hope the concept of all the three topics of grammar is more clear to you. These three topics are going to come in the exam. The sentence may be different, but you have to attempt to that sentences. Okay, students? Students, here are the some examples of your question tag. This also you have to write it down in your notebook. You haven't seen this film. So haven't is your verb which is in the negative form. We have to make it into positive. Have you. In this way, all the sentences are given to you. So all three grammar topics are cleared of revision. Let's move on to the lesson topic of revision. Here's are the two lessons today which we are going to have a revision of it. Already this lesson I had explained you, but here a short recap I will give you so that it would be easy for you to answer in the exam. So your first lesson will be Dick Whittington and his cat, and the second one is Revati musical plant. Let's see the first one, Dick Whittington and his cat. So here on your mobile phone a short summary of that lesson is been highlighted. I just read for you and explain you in 2 lines. Dick Whittington and his cat summary. Dick Whittington was a poor and orphanage boy. He lived in a small village in the south of England. He was treated unkindly by many of the villagers. One day, he decided to go to London to find his fortune. He reached to London with the help of a man in his cart. But as reached there, he was disappointed. He met unfriendly people. Dick spent that night in the corner of an alley. The next day, he wandered on the street of London for food, but nobody helped him. Being hungry and tired, he fainted in front of Mr. Fitzwarren's house. So Dick was a poor orphanage boy who lost his parents in an early age, and by some people he heard that the road of the London was paved with gold. So he decided to go on London. So when he reached London, he understand that all those things thing what he heard was wrong. And over there he wandered, roam here and there for food. And at last he got tired and he got faint in front of one house, and that house was belonged to Mr. Fitzwarren. Mr. Fitzwarren, a rich merchant, offered Dick food and job for helping in the kitchen. Dick lived in the attic where rats and mice overran around him. He got solution. As he was paid, he bought a cat to prevent him from cats and mice. So that person, that Fitzwarren, was a very nice man. What he did, he gave Dick a house also as well as a job also to help in the kitchen. But Dick was having a problem of their rats and mice. So what he decided? Dick decided to buy a cat which help him to sleep nicely, and the cat eats all that rats. Dick, one problem was solved, but another was the bad-tempered cook. She was always scolding, shouting and hitting with a wooden spoon even he worked hard. So he been fed up of cook. Dick left Mr. Fitzwarren's house. He set out of his cat to find his fortune elsewhere. On their way out of London, he sat down on a stone to rest. It was the 1st of November, All the Saints' Day. He heard the church bell ringing out a message for him. Turn again, addressing him as the Mayor of London. Dick returned back to Mr. Fitzwarren's home. So one problem of the rat was solved because of the cat. But the next problem was the temper, the maid who is there, who is cooking food. She was always keep on shouting on Dick if he works or if he don't works. So Dick got tired of her behaving. So he left the house with his cat. But it was the November month, and when he heard the church bell, and what the church bell gave message to him, that you just go back to the house again. You really going to become a mayor of London one day. Dick's life changed with a sequence of events occur, in which the cat proved to be a blessing and good luck to him. He sent his cat on a voyage to the African coast of Barbary. On the ship, it helped to keep rats away. In the Barbary too, it helped the king and queen. The king bought it a heavy amount to kill rats that troubled his kingdom. Dick became a rich man. From this time on, Dick worked with Mr. Fitzwarren and became a successful merchant himself. He married Mr. Fitzwarren's daughter Alice, and 3 times he was selected world's mayor of London. So here suddenly Dick fortune has changed. The cat which he was having, he sent that cat on the travel on voyage to where? Africa. And in the Africa, what the cat did, the cat eat all the mice and solved the problem of the king and queen over there. And what the king and queen did, they give a huge amount on behalf of that cats. And this made Dick a rich man. And finally Dick married to the Fitzwarren daughter Alice and became the mayor of that city 3 times. So in this way, Dick fortune is being changed because of his hard work. So this is the summary of the lesson. Here the new words are there which you have to note down in your notebook. Maybe asked in your exam also. Dismay, get disappointment. Alley, a narrow passage or behind building. Attic, a very small room inside a pointed roof. Scrambled, ran here and there. All these meanings are there which you have to note down in your notebook. Find from the story one word of the following. So this you have to find the one word from the passage. So like that question can also be asked in your exam. Student, this is a summary this is a revision which can be asked in the exam. That is why I am repeating you again. So please have a look once again properly, because it is very important in the exam point of view which is going to come in the unit test. A very narrow passage between building, that is known as alley. A high-ranking officer in the municipality of a city, town, mayor. The highest rank officer who commands a ship is captain. Any animal that catch mice is mouser. A low constant sound made by cat is puss. Here are the meanings. Mixed sentences are there. Overcome. Overcome means to solve any problem. He overcomes his shyness. So he overcomes his shyness. So these are the sentences which are governing. You just go through these sentences. I want you to write down in your notebook. Okay. I'm not telling the same sentences are going to ask in the exam. The sentences may be different. The pattern of asking will be same. So this is the end of the lesson Dick Whittington. Let's move on to the next lesson, that is Revati musical plant. So this lesson is about the relation between music and the plant. You know that Revati is a girl and she loves to play music and her plant loves to hear the music. So this lesson is totally depend upon the music and the plant. This is also a short summary of the lesson. I'll read for you. Revati was a student of music. She loved to sit on a cement bench in her courtyard and play music on her violin. Whenever she was free, one day she observed that the balsam plant near wall were not growing properly, so she shifted the pot in the middle of the courtyard to get them ample sunlight. The plants were growing fast. Then an idea stuck in Revati's mind to participate in the best plant contest in her colony. One day Revati was playing her favorite tune, the raga Mohanam. She noticed that the plant turned towards her as they liked it. Of course, she couldn't believe it, but later she could convince that the plant indeed turned to her as she played the tune. The plants were growing healthier and flowering too. She kept all this secret to herself. So here this is a girl Revati. She loved to play music, and one day when she went to her courtyard, is an open place outside her house where there is a plants were kept, and there was a cement bench. She sat on the bench and she started playing the music. Suddenly she looked at the plant which is very dull. She kept that plant in the middle where there is a good sunlight is come, and looking to the plant she thought of an idea that why don't I take a part in a best plant contest which is going to be held in my colony. So she registered her name. She always play a favorite music called Mohanam, Raga Mohanam. And what happened one day when she was playing, the plants bent toward her. So Revati got shocked, and this secret she kept between them only. One day of best plant contest, the pot was not in her courtyard. After asking her mother, she realized that some neighbor had been to their courtyard the last day. Revati was dejected, but her friend forced her to attend the prize distribution of ceremony of the contest. When she reached there, she was shocked by seeing her plant were displaying with the name of her neighbor as the competitor. Revati complained to the organizer, but they were not believing. Then Revati brought her violins and played her favorite Raga Mohan. As if mesmerized by the music, her balsam plant bent toward her. The organizers were convinced about Revati's claim and declared Revati as the winner of the contest. You know that Revati's plant, and between Revati there was one secret. Whenever she play a Mohanam Ragana, what the plants did, they bent toward Revati. So here the next day when Revati got up for the competition excitement, she saw that her plant was not there in the courtyard. She got shocked, and when she asked her mother said her that the last night her neighbor came to her house. She was very disappointed. She don't want to go to the contest, but her friend forced her to come to the contest. But when she reached to the contest ceremony, she saw that her plant were displayed on the name of the neighbor. So she complained to the organizer that these plants belong to me, but the organizer did not believe her. Then what she did, she went home, she brought the violin, she started playing the music, and what the balsam plant did, they start bending toward her. And all the organizer, they were mesmerized, they got shocked, they astonished by looking this, and they believed that plants belong to Revati, and they decided Revati the winner. In this way, Revati wins the contest. So this was the summary of the lesson which has been explained to you. I hope you have understand this lesson. These are the new words which is there in this lesson. I want you to note down in your notebook. Balsam, threw away, carelessly. So this all the words you have to note it down in your notebook. There is in just now I had explained you grammar sentences, kind of sentences. In this lesson also there are sentences which are of kind of sentences which you have to write it down. How happy she played the violin. Last exclamatory mark is there, so it is an exclamatory. Then all bends toward her. It's a information given. It's a assertive. Assertive means declarative. Declarative and assertive is one and the same. Don't get confused, student. Declarative and assertive is one and same. Don't play that tune again. So it's an order. It's an imperative sentence. She kept the knowledge a secret. It's a normal sentence. Assertive. How can plants enjoy music? It's a question mark. A question is asking. How proudly did Revati carry home her prize? Exclamatory. And again, a last one is a question means interrogative. So I hope today we have done with the 3 grammar topic, kinds of sentences, question tag and infinitive. Plus 2 lesson revision we have done Dick Whittington and Revati's. This all are important on the exam point of view, which is going to come in August. Student, I want all of you to write the notes in your notebook and show me today itself by 6 p.m. If you have any doubt in this, you can WhatsApp me on my number. Now stay at home, stay safe and start studying. Thanks for watching this video.